Hello. Today we're going to take a look at 4 different ways to solve your quadratic equations. Not just factor them, but solve them. Let's go. Okay, we're going to start off with everybody's favorite formula to hate, the quadratic formula. So we're going to work with x squared minus 4x plus 7 equals 0. So let's get that formula up there on the page. If you haven't watched my video of the quadratic formula as a song, it is definitely worth the 45 seconds. Go take a look. There it is in all its glory. Negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. A's and b's and c's, I hear you cry. That's based on the idea that the parent form of a quadratic is ax squared plus bx plus c. So in this case, our a is 1, our b is negative 4, our c is 7. Let's throw those numbers in there. All right, negative 4, that's plain old positive 4, plus or minus the square root of negative 4 squared, that's positive 16, minus 4 times 1 times 7, that's minus 28, all over 2 times 1. 16 minus 28, that's negative 12. First, let's get rid of that negative under the square root. We know that a negative under a square root, that is like multiplying by the square root of negative 1, which is I. If you are unfamiliar with I, the imaginary number, go take a look at this video. Otherwise, let's keep going. Square root of 12, well, that's the square root of 4 times the square root of 3. And the square root of 4 is just 2. And 4 plus or minus 2i root 3 all over 2 means I divide the 2 into each of the terms being added and subtracted. And my answer using the quadratic formula is 2 plus or minus I root 3. Let's take a look at this same problem using completing the square to get us there. I'm leaving the answer we got so that you can see when we get to the same place. Completing the square goes like this. I'm going to start by taking my c and moving it to the other side of the equation by subtracting it from both sides. Now, I'm leaving a space where my number was because I'm completing the square. I'm going to put something in there. So here are the steps for completing the square. I'm going to take my b term and I'm going to divide it in half. And then I'm going to take that and I'm going to square it. So negative 2 squared is positive 4. And I'm going to add it to both sides of the equation. Otherwise, I have unbalanced my equation. I can do anything I want as long as I do the same thing to both sides. Now, the reason I left this minus 2 here is to make my life a little easier because completing the square, I have taken this part of things and I have figured out what will make it a perfect square by dividing my middle term in half and squaring it. The perfect square, if I were to factor this, involves this divided in half term, which is why I left it here. So x minus 2 squared is the square that I just created here, right? If I FOIL that out, my middle term winds up being minus 4, and my final term winds up being positive 4. So it's x minus 2 squared. And then minus 7 plus 4 is minus 3. My next step in solving is I would square root both sides. So square rooting something squared just removes the squared, and square rooting negative 3, first of all, it gets me a plus or minus. Don't forget that, or you're going to be minus an answer. The square root of negative 3. Okay, the square root of a negative number is I times the square root of that number. So that's plus or minus I root 3. And then my final step is just to add 2 to both sides. X equals 2 plus or minus I root 3. 2 plus or minus I root 3. So for many people who find the quadratic formula just sort of a lot to manage and simplify, completing the square is a lovely option. Now, the one thing I do want to admonish you about, if this equation had a coefficient here, if there were an a with our x squared, the first thing you've got to do is you've got to divide that a through the whole equation or things won't work. You won't come up with your perfect square here. Okay, now let's take a look at the Po Shen Loh method of solving quadratic equations. The Po Shen Loh method also works from the starting point of your a coefficient being 1. So if you had a coefficient, you would want to divide it through all the terms. The way this method works is it says that negative b is created by the sum of negative b over 2 plus some value u plus negative b over 2 minus some value u. If you were to put those together, right? Negative b over 2 plus negative b over 2, that's 2 negative b's over 2, or negative b, and u plus minus u disappear. Now, why did we start with that supposition? I like to think of it this way. We know that quadratic equations are parabolas, and we know that our two solutions to when our parabola equals 0 are equidistant from our vertex. And how do we find the x-coordinate of our vertex? Negative b over 2a. And when our a is 1, our vertex x-coordinate is negative b over 2. And we know that if our two solutions are equidistant, in other words, I could call this distance u and this distance u, then if I take my negative b over 2 and I add u to it, I will get one solution. And if I subtract u from it, I will get the other solution. So that's why we're starting with this concept. Now, the second concept is the one we've been working with all along, which says that they add up to b, but they multiply to c. Negative b over 2 plus u times negative b over 2 minus u, that's the setup for a difference of squares. So I can simplify that as negative b over 2 squared minus u squared equals c. So now if I throw my numbers in, okay, negative 4 over 2 squared minus u squared equals 7. Well, 4 over 2, that's 2. And 2 squared, that's 4. So if I continue solving, negative u squared is 3, u squared is negative 3, u equals plus or minus the square root of negative 3, u equals plus or minus I root 3. So now I go back to my two equations for my factor. Negative 4, that's positive 4 over 2, that's 2, plus u, 2 plus I root 3, and negative 4 over 2 minus u, 2 minus I root 3. That is the same as what we've been getting using the quadratic formula or using completing the square. So this is another method, the Po Shen Loh method. And then I promised you 4 methods. I've only given you 3. Let's see what the fourth is. 6x squared plus 5x minus 4 equals 0. If you aren't familiar with my many other methods of factoring, the X method, the slide and divide or the AC method, the parentheses or guess and check method, the box method, use any of those to factor this equation to find that 3x plus 4 times 2x minus 1 equals 0, and now use the rule of zeros, which says that if anything times something else equals 0, that only happens when one of them equals 0 or the other equals 0. And now just use your Algebra 1 skills. Add 4 to both sides, divide by 3, 4/3 is one of your solutions. Add 1 to both sides, divide by 2, x equals 1/2 is another one of your solutions. Now, if this left you mystified, how'd I jump from here to here? Go check out this video, which has 4 different ways of factoring to help you get from here to here. All right, check out my factoring playlist. Leave any questions in the comments. Consider subscribing to my channel so you know when I put out a new video. And as always, keep on mathing.